Yeah, welcome to the class. So we were discussing about lead tetraestate uh, decarboxylation, double decarboxylation mechanism. Right. When this OAC minus pick up this proton, what happens? The bonding electrons in oxygen-hydrogen bond will be polarized towards carbonyl carbon, so it generates a carbon-carbon double bond. Because it is generating a carbon-carbon double bond, this carbon-carbon bond will be breaking first, and then again it will form because it is in resonance. Then this carbon carbonyl bond will break and will be polarized towards other carboxylic acid, so that it generates an alkene. It generates an alkene. Then it will polarize towards this carbon oxygen single bond, so carbon oxygen double bond will be generated. Then this lead, the bonding electrons between lead and oxygen, now they will be polarized towards lead. Because lead is gaining electrons, it will take minus charge, right? So to nullify that, what we will do, we will eliminate one more OAC minus. Okay, so that it generates an alkene here, carboxylic acid plus lead diacetate, plus we are losing two carbon dioxide molecules, plus S. Here it is OAC minus, acetic acid. Okay. This acetic acid we have already discussed here, so I am not repeating this acetic acid. Okay. We are losing one more acetic acid that I am discussing here. So overall, in the overall reaction, we are eliminating two carbon dioxide molecules plus two acetic acid molecules. One acetic acid molecule here, one acetic acid molecule here. So lead tetraestate is used for the double decarboxylation of 1, 2 dicarboxylic acids. Yeah, please take a snapshot. I will change this. Yeah, I'll give some more examples on that tetraestate oxidations. You can write the product here. Not only double decarboxylation in the case of 1,2 dicarboxylic acids, LTA can also be used for double decarboxylation in case of an anhydride. This is an anhydride, right? Cyclic anhydride, LTA pyridine, 80 degrees centigrade. In this case, only this anhydride is eliminating. Only this anhydride is eliminating, but this anhydride is not eliminating. Because this anhydride is eliminating, it will generate a double bond here. Okay. Of course, the yield is very low in this case. So in this case, these two carboxylic acids will undergo double decarboxylation. So we will generate a double bond here. Okay. So in this case, this anhydride, cyclic anhydride, it is undergoing double decarboxylation. So we will generate a double bond here. But this is not undergoing double decarboxylation. Okay. Right. In the next example, we can see decarboxylation of monocarboxylic acids using LTA. So in the previous examples, we were discussing about the double decarboxylation. But in this case, we can do mono decarboxylation, but it is in a different condition. It should be under photochemical conditions. Under photochemical conditions. What is HNU? HNU is represents photochemical conditions. What is a photochemical reaction? We will do the reaction in presence of light with a particular wavelength. Most of the reactions will be done under UV light. Okay, right. What happens here? We will lose this carboxylic acid, carbon dioxide. So this proton will come and attach here. So we will generate an alkane plus carbon dioxide. We can generate an alkane plus carbon dioxide. So here it is mono decarboxylation. Mono decarboxylation. We can remove a single carboxylic acid from using LTA. Okay, I'll give you the mechanism. So first, when LTA reacts with carboxylic acid, this OH, now this oxygen will attack on lead tetraacetate. So it generates uh, lead tetra, lead triacetate, and we will be losing one acetic acid molecule H, this H, and one OAC from lead tetraiostate. Okay, so we will be generating this molecule. This molecule, under photochemical conditions, it will undergo a radical elimination reaction. So how the bond between carbonyl carbon and this carbon will break down to give it will undergo homolytic cleavage. So it will give like this. So these are all radical reactions. These are all radical reactions. Okay. So what we will get? We will get an alkyl radical plus carbon dioxide plus lead triacetate radical. Lead triacetate radical. Okay. Then this alkyl radical will pick up a proton from solvent or some other proton source. So it will pick up this proton. So it generates an alkane plus CCl3 radical. So this is how we can do mono decarboxylation with lead tetraacetate under photochemical conditions. Under photochemical conditions. In the next example, we will see a generation of orthoacetate from a carbonyl compound. So this carbonyl compound, when it is treated with LTA, what it generates? It generates an ortho-OAC. So it generates a OAC here. So that can be hydrolyzed to give alpha hydroxy ketone. I will explain the mechanism. first it will undergo tautomerization, or we can use enol form of the carbonyl. Okay, use enol of the carbonyl. Then this enol, of course, this oxygen being nucleophile, so it will attack on lead tetraacetate. It will attack on lead tetraacetate. So one of the OAC will be leaving, right? One of the OAC will be leaving. So we can also remove this proton. Okay, so that I am writing. OAC I will use in the next step. OAC, OAC, OAC. Then this OAC minus, which left in the first step, now will attack on this carbon. So this double bond will be polarized towards carbon oxygen single bond. So again it generates carbon oxygen double bond. Sorry, this is lead, right? Then oxygen lead bonding electrons will be pushed towards lead. So lead will be reduced. We will be another OAC minus will also be leaving. Okay, so this is how we can generate other OAC from a carbonyl. Sorry, I can say other, it is alpha OAC from a carbonyl. This is an exceptional reaction. So this dicarboxylic acid, of course, it is not 1,2-dicarboxylic acid. Under lead acetate and copper acetate, potassium acetate, and methanol conditions, it will undergo esterification. It will undergo esterification. So this methanol solvent, this methanol solvent will undergo esterification. Just remember, this is an exception. Okay, of course alkene formation is also possible here, but very little amount. Okay, So decarboxylation here will generate an alkene here. Decarboxylation here will generate an alkene here. Okay, a double bond here, a double bond here. That is also possible, but a very less amount. Okay, 93% of the product is ester formation. 93% is ester formation. Yeah, please take a snapshot. I'm changing this. Please take a snapshot. Right. We are discussing about the LTA oxidations. LTA can also be used to generate ketones from alpha hydroxy carboxylic acids. Alpha hydroxy carboxylic acid. So this is alpha carbon to carboxylic acid. So alpha hydroxy carboxylic acid. When we treat this alpha hydroxy carboxylic acid with the LTA, what we are getting is a carbonyl. What we are getting is a carbonyl. So we can generate ketones from alpha hydroxy carboxylic acids. So it will undergo decarboxylation. This carboxylic acid, it will undergo decarboxylation. So carbon dioxide gas will be generating. Of course, in a similar fashion, we will be losing two acetic acid molecules, plus we are getting lead diacetate. We are getting lead diacetate. So these two acetic acid molecules are from lead tetraacetate. I will also give the mechanism for this. When we treat this with lead tetraacetate, what happens? The carboxylic acid, OH, oxygen will attack on lead tetraacetate, so it generates an intermediate of this kind. So this OH will attack on lead tetraacetate, so it generates lead diacetate, lead triacetate. We can pick up this proton, so we can take out this proton H plus. Then we can also take out one OAC minus. Okay. Then this OAC minus now will pick up this proton from alcohol. So the bonding electrons in OH are polarized towards carbon oxygen, so we will generate C double bond O. Then this will undergo, these carbon carbon bonding electrons will be polarized, so we will be generating carbon dioxide. Then lead will take these bonding electrons, another OAC minus will be leaving. Okay, so what we get is our product. Studio. Right, I'll give you one more similar reaction. We can use LTA for decarboxylation of this under copper acetate conditions. In the previous case, I have told you about the esterification, but here it will undergo decarboxylation. It will undergo decarboxylation. That means this carboxylic acid will be leaving. Another proton from here, it will also be leaving. So it generates a double bond. It generates a double bond here. A double bond here. Okay. So I will explain the mechanism. Similarly, okay, this OH will attack on lead tetraacetate. So one OAC minus will be leaving. Okay, I'll give the intermediate, then I will explain the product formation. Then this will be lead triacetate, right? So when this OH attacks on lead tetraacetate, one OAC will be leaving, OAC minus, and we also remove this proton. So it is the intermediate. Then what happens? Because this carbon is SD carbon, because it is alpha carbon to carbonyl. So we can easily remove this proton, right? When we remove this proton, we are generating a negative charge here, and that negative charge is stabilized by carbonyl. So this proton is acidic proton. Hence, OAC minus, which is generated in the first step, will pick up this proton, so it generates a negative charge. So that negative charge will be polarized to generate the carbon-carbon double bond. Now this bond will be polarized towards carbon oxygen, so we are getting carbon dioxide. Then lead is reduced to lead 2, and we are again losing one more OAC. So the byproducts are carbon dioxide plus 2 molecules of acetic acid plus lead diacetate. Please take a snapshot. I'll also tell you one more additional point for the cleavage of 1,2 diols using lead tetraacetate. If it is a cis diol, yes, we can use LTA for cleavage of this 1,2 diol. So the reaction will be very fast. The product is both carbonates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. But when it is a trans diol, in case of sodium periodate, of course, it is not possible to cleave a trans 1, 2 diol, right? So this is a trans 1, 2 diol. In the case of sodium periodate, it is not possible to cleave the trans 1, 2 diol, but we can cleave this trans 1, 2 diol with LTA. So when we are discussing about the cleavage of 1, 2 diols, I did tell you that there should be a cyclic ester intermediate. But in the case of lead tetraestate, we don't need a cyclic ester intermediate. So in the previous examples, we don't have any cyclic intermediate, right? So in this case, in the case of trans 1,2 diols also, we don't need it. We don't need a a cyclic intermediate. So a open in chain intermediate like this. See, lead, OAC, OAC. Then we are taking out this proton and we are taking out one more OAC, right? So this OAC minus will pick up this proton. So this oxygen hydrogen bond pair will be polarized to generate a carbon oxygen double bond. Then carbon carbon bond will be breaking. So these two bonding electrons are polarized towards carbon oxygen, another carbon oxygen. So we will have one more carbonyl. Then this lead oxygen bonding electrons are polarized towards lead. So lead will be reducing from lead 4 to lead 2, right? So what is the product? Product is, again, it is the same. Product is same, right? Yeah, I'll write in this case. So product is same.